In the 1940s, some of Warner Brothers' most popular Looney Tunes shorts were spoofs off of fairy tales, from Mother Goose to the Brothers Grimm. And if Bugs Bunny was thrown in, the cartoon was a surefire hit. Probably the most memorable cartoon out of all of them is at number 39, Little Red Riding Rabbit. Red Riding Hood is on her way to her grandmother's house with a special dinner. Bugs himself. The big bad wolf beats Red to the house and impersonates the grandmother. But when the wolf finds out that there is a rabbit in the basket, he would much rather have that for dinner than Red herself.
Yeah, I know, all right, big eyes, yeah, I know, goodbye.
I also find it funny that they never painted the background outside the door. This is only the second short I ever saw with the door chase gag. The first time was in a short called Buccaneer Bunny. I was 5, maybe 6 years old at the time, and watching Yosemite Sam chase Bugs through the doors was mind-blowing to me. I never laughed so hard at a Looney Tunes cartoon in my life. I lost track of how many times I rewound the VHS tape just to watch that scene over again to get the laughs out. It was funny here too, but by this point I was familiar with it. This is also the very first Looney Tunes short where Mel Blanc was credited for the voices. But even though Mel was credited, he wasn't the only voice actor in this cartoon. Red Riding Hood is voiced by Bea Benaderet, and the wolf was voiced by Billy Bletcher, who also provided the voice of the wolf in Disney's version of The Three Little Pigs. However, Mel was the only voice actor contracted at Warner Brothers to receive credit. According to his autobiography, Mel explained that his screen credit for this cartoon all started with his wife pushing him to negotiate for a pay raise. At my better half's urging, I marched into Leon Schlesinger's office to demand a salary increase. It wasn't going to be easy because the producer was notoriously tight-fisted with money. Dragging on his ever-present cigarette, Leon listened politely to the appeal Estelle and I had rehearsed all morning. Then, leaning back in his chair and using his hands as a headrest, he had the gall to say, "What do you want more money for, Mel? You'll only have to pay more taxes." Even I wasn't naive enough to be duped by such a ridiculous ploy, and I continued to sway my boss, who kept repeating insufficient profits. "Well, if you won't give me a raise," I countered, "how about at least giving me a screen credit?" Schlesinger bolted upright. "Credit? Who ever heard of a voice man getting a screen credit?" Precisely my point. At first, Mel Blanc was only allowed to be credited for Bugs Bunny cartoons. But over time, other characters like Daffy and Porky were added to the list as well. By the end of 1946, Mel began receiving credit for every Warner Brothers cartoon he worked on. So it is cool that this is the cartoon that started it all. That being said, Bea Benaderet's portrayal of Red Riding Hood deserves to be acknowledged as well. This is the most memorable version of the character that Warner Brothers ever did. I love that she's portrayed like a young schoolgirl who aspires to be an actress, but fumbles over her line delivery.
Hey, Grandma! I brought a little bunny rabbit for you to have!
This character is just bursting with personality. Even the way she glances at the camera is funny. The backgrounds are also a sight to behold, done by painter Leonard Kester. His use of detail and shadows really help the backgrounds to pop, even if he does miss a spot or two. Little Red Riding Rabbit is a fun cartoon with a lot of energy, and is truly an example of the Looney Tunes golden age.